Hello everyone, so let's start and go through the papers that we're going to use today. So I have these three design papers left from the series. It's the Frames and Flowers set from Stampin' Up! And it comes with all sorts of embellishments. So this is what I have left of the set. And then I have a whole bunch of photos, naturally more than my sketch asked for. So here's my sketch, and I really like how it's laid out with those stripes, and it's got a couple of 4x6s where I think I will turn them into 3x4s. And as you can see here, I already prepped and cut down my photos, so you don't have to watch me doing this again. And they're all matted in true size, so they're true 3x4 and 4x6, and I just cut my photos down a little bit. As my base page, I use Pretty Peacock, or for Close to My Heart people, it's just a Peacock. And I already cut down my design paper, as you can see, in stripes. And I used the front and the back side of that paper. And here are my substitutions for the 4x6. So I got one and two 3x4s, but I turned them around. So we will see if this works with my stripes later. And then I have a 4x6. I got a 3x4. And then I have a couple that are horizontal 3x4s. 4x3s. I never know how which way around. So these will replace, the two here will replace a 4x6 that was in the sketch, and I will have a flip flap that I'm gonna put on top because I have a couple more of those pictures that I want to get in there. And then the bottom ones, they are just like the sketch called for, 3x4s. So overall, this is my idea on how to start with the layout and the sketch. So if you remember, the sketch was calling for two upright 4x6s, and I flipped them around. So on the right side I got a horizontal 4x6 and two 3x4s, and while the left side here is okay, the right side, yeah, I'm not very happy with the amount of stripes, or how the stripes are working out right now when I put my pictures down, and I will show you later why this doesn't please the eye and what my solution is for that. But for now, let's start with the top. So I cut a piece of I think this was nectarine, which is, or is it peach? I forget. It's a similar color that is in the flowers. So let me see. I think it was called Petal Pink, actually. Or no, it's Pumpkin Pie. And so I just wanted a little bit pop of color that I put in there. And I used a scallop punch that I actually have from Stampin' Up! Still to add to it. Then I thought about putting design paper on top as a strip, but I found a couple of these pocket cards that come with the set, and I just cut one pocket card down into 1/2-inch strips, and I will lay them across here. So naturally I need like 3 to fill in the whole space, and to make the design flow a little bit better, I will later cut them. So those half designs that you see at the end of the pieces there, I will cut them down so at the end the design flows, from one side to the other, and you don't even see that they're added together. So if you have these pocket cards in there and you don't really know where to use them, always think about cutting them down and use them as stripes or something similar. And then I also was thinking about putting in a little strip of the peacock, just to, give it a little bit more interest on top there. Okay, so while I'm fuzzing around here with my stripes a little bit, let me tell you a little bit about those pictures. So these were taken at the Botanical Garden in Denver on our way home from a trip to Colorado, and we had a late flight back to Detroit, so we had a little bit time to spare. And my mom is a gardener, and there's nothing better than when we can squeeze in a visit to a botanical garden at one point, and we had a great time. So she was all over the place taking pictures and looking what she's got in the garden, and what they have, and it was a nice day. It was really sunny and perfect day. So as I told you earlier, you know, that I changed the design on the right side a little bit when it came to sizes of pictures. And here I can show you what is troubling. So this is what the original design calls for. And as you can see, both pictures hang over those stripes on the side, left and right. And that makes it look perfect. But since I changed mine to the horizontal version, my picture is not big enough to hang over the sides, and that makes it look a little bit awkward because you start with a design paper and you end up with you know, that blue paper, and it just didn't look right. So here I'm trying to maybe just move those stripes closer together and then just do the blue ones in a little bit smaller version, and see what that work, if that would work. But then when you put the pictures on there, it's too busy, and the stripes that were designed to go underneath kind of like, you know, lose their interest. It looks too much like it is a design paper all one piece, and so I didn't like that. And then I was thinking about maybe moving pictures around again, and at the end I decided, you know what, instead of going with 6 stripes, I'm just gonna go with 4, and that will give you the same interest. That will give you the same idea that, you know, the picture is going over the edges, as you can see here, and that's just working fine for me. So that's what I end up gonna do. Instead of 6 stripes, I'm gonna use just 4, and I think that will look perfect once we cut them down. And here I'm just trying to figure out, because like I said, there's only 3 pieces of the design paper in this set, and I'm trying to save as much or conserve as much paper as I can. So I'm gonna cut these strips down. So I just cut individual pieces that I can put down, put my picture on top, you know, because nobody sees that there's no paper continues going behind those pictures. But therefore I can use those strips and whatever is left on the left side as well, and don't have to worry about starting a new piece of paper from the big sheets that I have left. So let's start and adhere things down. And as you can see here, I do the top you know, pocket card stripes, and as you can see, I cut down pieces so it really looks like it's just one big strip. And then I also used some brown ink and a sponge tool and just go along the scalloped edge a little bit to give it a little bit more interest and adhere this down. So after the strips are down, I already adhered some of those little pieces, and here you can see I just cut really like 1.5 inch pieces, and I already adhered the top and this middle one, and now I'm just left with the bottom pieces. And my pictures are not adhered yet, so I can simply just push them underneath. If yours are adhered or you want to adhere yours and it's easier, just make sure that you don't run the adhesive all the way to the edge, so you can tuck things underneath there. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna make sure that they're all nicely lined up, and that looks good. So you can see on the left there that these are all from the 4 strips that I cut. This is what's left, so that's plenty to decorate the other side as well. And here I'm just making sure with my T-ruler that I have them straight, and then I'm just gonna tack them down. And now all that's left here is to adhere my pictures, so I'm just gonna put those 2 down, and that's pretty simple because they line up with the one above. And I just leave like a 1/4 inch between the top and the bottom picture. And I'm just eyeballing to make sure that this lines up. And here we go, so just one more, and then the main part of this page is done. We naturally have to decorate it, but so far everything is on here. Let's make sure we adhered all the little bits and pieces. So that's my little thing always. I lift up because I don't know how many times I did a page and forgot to adhere certain things, so that's always a good thing to check it out. All right, now the left side, everything so far, I have my pictures on there, and I already cut a few of those little pieces too that stick out as little flags on the top there, and I'm just arranging, making sure that the pictures are where they should be and that it looks good. And now that they're adhered, I'm just gonna use those little flags. And remember, these are from the same 4 strips that I cut on the right side, but due to the fact that I cut mine down and just use little pieces, top, center, and bottom, I had enough left to create these ones here. So I'm just gonna follow the sketch and adhere my little pieces down there, and there you can see that I didn't put the adhesive underneath the picture all the way to the edge, so I have no problem sliding them underneath and tucking them in. Now I just have to grab the 2 little pieces that go on the left bottom, and no, I had them just in my hands here. I'm glad you don't see my entire desk. Maybe one of these days I will show you, but it's a little chaos when you're working on things. There's a lot of paper pieces and decorative stuff and things laying around, so, but I found them. So here we are. I'm just gonna tuck those underneath here, and then I will grab a couple of tags, and I cut a few tags from the same paper that I used for that scallop border. And the one tag is cut from the Greetings of the Season dies from Stampin' Up, and the other ones are from the Spotlight on Nature. So the Spotlight on Nature will be some circle ones, and the other one is a really nice tag shape, and I think they will work well. So this is what it looks like so far. I already have some of the decorations that came in the set on the side there, so I will see what will work. And after I grabbed a few flowers and leaves, I thought, you know what, we have this set here, it's from the Golden Greenery, and it has these dandelion dies, and this one is just some leafy die which I used to cut some vellum, because I thought this might be a nice addition to the leaves that came in this set. And then I also found a few that will work with my layout, and these are from a Cricut cut that I had still laying around, so I just kind of like bunched them together, and those little orange flowers are in the set too, and I thought they were really cute. I did use, as you can see on the left there, some of the leaves, and I added some stickles to it. So I just used some silver stickle, put it on my finger, and kind of like smushed it on the leaves to give them a little bit more interest. And here I'm just bending some of the die cut pieces that came with the set, and I will do the same with the flowers just to give them a little bit more interest. So 2 of the 3 clusters are already adhered, and I stamped them with a few phrases that I found in my stash. So some are from Stampin' Up, some are from Close to My Heart, so whatever little phrase that worked, you know, with the layout and the story that I'm gonna tell. So here I'm adhering the leaf pieces down, and they're mostly flat adhered to the page. Some of them have a little few dimensionals underneath, but the majority is just directly adhered to the page, because at the end in the album it doesn't show much unless you have some dimensionals underneath. And this little leaf here, for example, that I'm adding to the page now also came with the set, which is really nice that you have design paper and matching ephemera pieces that can go together, and you can use them for cards, or like I do here for layouts. And yeah, beside the one that we die cut, the vellum, and then the ones that I had in my stash, everything else came with the paper pack. So those little orange flowers came with the paper pack too, and then we just die cut the circles and this little tag here, And this little tag also is going to be my title, so I don't have a big title this time, but that works for me and for my little story. So I think we're good. And overall, I think that turned out pretty nice. So now I'm just doing some finishing touches here, putting a few little sparkles here and there. And then we can maybe use a white gel pen and do a few little doodles around and call this done. Looking at the page, there is a lot of peacock color right now to be seen, so I think we have to do one little treatment at the end to finish off this layout. But other than that, I think that looks pretty nice. So let's see that we put this little flip-flop together. So this flip-flop will be adhered to the outside of my page protector, and I always like to adhere those two pictures that I put in there, or the journaling blog and the picture, whatever you put in there. I like to adhere them together so they don't move on each other. You don't have to do this, but if you do decide to adhere them together, make sure that they're in the right direction. So when you flip it up, that the picture underneath there is facing the right way. But you don't have to, so in case it's upside down, you can always change it. And this little flip flap will be adhered on the outside, but it goes on top like this, so it covers up the picture underneath, and then you flip it up when you were looking underneath there. So overall, this looks pretty good. Let me hold this up so you can see the little bit of the sparkle and those little white gel pen dots that we added to it. So overall, I'm really pleased how this ended up. Even so, the beginning was a little bit stressful, but it never always goes smooth, so that's all good. And here is the little distress treatment that I did. So I just used the white ink pad and went around the edges a little bit just to give it a little bit more interest. So I hope you enjoyed this video and all the new techniques, and how I went from one sketch to a little bit different one fitting my photos. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day. Keep crafting, and I will see you back here next week with another video. Thanks for watching, and happy crafting. Bye bye.